All right, I'm going to share with you something which would shock you. Okay, I can definitely tell you this would shock you because it did shock me. And I'm not just saying this just for clickbait. You'll come to know as I move along in this video. And before I do share, I request you to hear the whole video before you judge anyone. And it's with regards to my wife and the conversation that I had. Okay, so before you judge her, just listen to the entire thing and then form an opinion. Because end of the day, this is my wife that I'm talking about, and women. So, obviously, if you were to put something extremely disrespectful about her, block and delete you permanently, and that's the end of the story. So, if you don't want to be in that elite group of people who I block permanently, then listen to the whole video, then form an opinion. Okay. And yeah, please don't say that, oh, all these people are like this and all. Just listen to what I have to say. Okay, let's start. As you know that I talk to my wife every single day in the evenings. Okay, in the evenings I talk to her for some time, and she just tell me how was her day, what did she do, and I talk to the baby for some time. And sometimes what I tend to do is, because evenings is where I make the videos and when I speak to my clients, I get very less time to talk to her. So how I compensate is I call her up during the day, and when I'm cleaning the cage or something, and we just talk. So it was one of those conversations that we had when I was speaking to her during the day. I was cleaning up the cage and all that, and she was, as usual, telling me, "Oh, do you miss me? Do you love me?" And this and my responses have always been the same. Do you miss me? No. Do you love me? No. We go back and forth like that, because if you know me by now, you should know that I believe more in actions and less in words. Okay. And then, she was I was talking, telling her, like, you must be wondering, how did you even fall in love with someone like me, and why did you marry me? And we're just talking. That's how couples normally talk, because now it has been 7 years since we have been married. And then I was telling her, if you could get married to me again, would you get married? And she was saying yes. And when she asked me, I said no. We are going back and forth like that. So then my wife, I just told her, I told her very honestly, if you had options, if you could choose, if you had many good looking men, or you had many good looking guys, and you were single, you would have never gone for a guy like me who was, tattooed and that time overweight and all that. She said, no, your eyes were, I felt there was so much love. And I said, hey, don't give me that bullshit. It's very obvious that you wanted a better life. Your choices were very limited. And my wife knows that that is the truth, even for me. Why did I choose her? Because out of the limited options, she was the best. And she chose me because out of the limited options, I was the best. The next best thing apart from me was some 76-year-old guy or something was telling her, I love you and all that. And there were these old grandpapas and all these old Western expats who are old enough to be their grandparents. They choose girls who are 20 or 30s from the village. That is happening in all South Asian countries. Okay, and the only reason why these girls get married to these super old men is because, foreign exchange, US dollar, Great British pound, and Australian currency, because the purchasing power. You don't have to believe me when I say this. Just come down to Philippines or Africa or Cambodia, Vietnam or Thailand or any of these countries. You'll always see a very super old, very, very old man whose stomach is literally hanging out there and hairy, and he is walking with a stick, and the girl with him looks like his granddaughter. Okay, very thin, petite and all that. And it's obvious, these two are adults, both are adults. She knows what she's getting into, and she knows the perks and benefits. He knows what he's getting for the perks and benefits he offers. So it's a win-win. So we were just talking about this, and suddenly about my daughter, we started to talk, and I told her tomorrow, I don't know how it went. I just said tomorrow, how would you like our daughter to be? Like I asked her, how would you like our daughter to be? Do you want her to find a rich old man, or do you want her to find love? Something like that. And to my shock and to my surprise, now this is where it gets a little controversial. To my shock and surprise, my wife said, better. I'm paraphrasing. She said, good, no? Better if she gets a rich old man, very old man, rich. So then her life will be better. And I knew what she was trying to say because there have been some members in her family, cousins or far off, this thing. And this is a common story, huh? Where a young girl, 18, 19, 20, 30, whatever, gets married to a 70, 80-year old, very old guy. He has a house, he has a retired house. One of her cousins was in her 30s. She was taking care of this Australian guy. He had a house, swimming pool, property, everything. And he was so old, he died in his, I think, when having a shower, he just died there only. His house, his property, his car, his vehicle, everything became hers. And here's the funny thing, she was taking care of him when she was with her boyfriend or husband or whatever. She was taking care of him. But even though she was taking care of him, she was living with him and, providing all the perks and benefits and services that come for a guy, girl staying alone. You get what I'm saying. So after he died, all this became hers, and she got her husband to stay. And now they have a house, and they have a property, and they have car, and they have everything else. Now, before you judge and say, oh, these people are like that, or those people, just listen to what I'm saying. This is a very common trend in all these countries. They get this old man with all this money, bank account, and a house and everything else, and after he dies, it goes to the female. Same thing will happen with me and my wife. Okay, and my wife is hoping that my daughter also gets a relationship like this, where by default she'll end up with a very big house, big piece of land, property, money. Why? So then her future is set. Then she doesn't have to worry, she doesn't have to work, she doesn't have to struggle. Otherwise, what is the life of a normal, South Asian woman? They'll have to work for a full month, 8 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and earn $200, $300 a month. That is total earnings. And after you deduct everything, maybe you'll be left with $50. So where they will earn $50 for the rest of their life, this one relationship will give them what will give them within one moment what would take maybe 4 or 5 generations to generate. Means what they would earn not just in 30 years, they will earn in one day. 30 years, one person, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 10 people's 30 years. It's like getting a lottery ticket. It's like winning the Powerball, the 10 million US dollars. Just imagine if someone says, you will win 100 million US dollars. You buy this ticket and you get 100 million US dollars. Wouldn't that change your life? And I have personally seen, you remember I told you, there was this massage lady here who I kind of liked. She was in her 40s, but she told me very clearly, she knew that I liked her. She told me very clearly, if you like, I know you like me. You want to marry me? I want 1 million Thai baht, 1 million in cash. Plus I want a house. Plus I want plot of land, plus you have to take care of me and my child. And, she gave me a laundry list of, and I personally didn't feel it was worth it. Okay. Because she had all these demands. But she was very clear about it. And guess what? She ended up, even though she was in her 40s, even though she was not super beautiful, this is not an exaggeration, she ended up getting a guy who not only paid her 1 million, she wanted 1 million Thai baht, he paid her 10 million Thai baht. She wanted just a house, he bought her a fucking villa. She wanted a plot of land, he bought her 5 plots of land. She, today, on her social media, she travels the entire length and breadth of Thailand and she stays only in 5-star hotels. Her husband's identity is totally secret. He doesn't appear anywhere, but he is definitely super old. And she has got surgery for her breasts, surgery for her lips, surgery for her cheeks. She looks like a totally different human being now. And he literally she purchases with his money, literally every single week, she'll buy the most expensive, whether some of her big purchases have been a car. I'm talking of like a 4-wheel, 4-wheel drive. You're talking like a Toyota Tundra, one of those off-road vehicles. She purchased that with cash, down payment cash. She purchased gold, like literally like 2-3 kilograms worth of gold. This is every week purchase, huh? She has opened multiple businesses. She has shut down multiple businesses. She has opened up stores, and it's kind of fucking crazy. Now, imagine this female, 40-year-old, got this guy. She struck the jackpot. Her life has changed. Not only hers, her full family's life has changed. Her mother, her father, her brother, her sister, her children's. So, this is the kind of fascination that these females have. Their hope is to get someone like this, a guy like this, who is so old, but who's so rich, but so old, and who will die fast, so that all the perks, the benefits, the money, the wealth is left for them to enjoy for the rest of their life. Now, there are 2 ways of looking at this. There are 2 ways. One way you can say, man, so fucking cheap. This is like yuck. I have lost respect for these kind of women. You can say like that. Okay. But here's where I need you to think. And this is not because she is my wife. Rather, I want you to just listen to what I have to say. If the maximum capacity of these females, of these women, is $50 a month savings, $50. They can only earn $300 for the rest of their life. That is the only potential they have. Then what is their future, man? What is their future? If you knew that being an honest, genuine, sincere, hardworking person, you'll earn $50. But you have another option. If you take this path of finding a sugar daddy or sex or whatever, what you earn per month, you can earn in half an hour. Listen to what I'm saying. What you earn 6 days a week, 8 to 12 hours of work, 6 days a week for 1 month, you can earn in half an hour by just giving a little bit of sex or fun or entertainment. Which do you think is a better idea? Which do you think people will be more inclined towards? Which do you think people would find more attractive? Think about it. Yeah, you can say, oh, I'm a man or woman of character. I will work 6 days a week, 8 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week for months and months for the rest of my life. Fine. There's nothing wrong with it. There are plenty of simple people, villagers, who have dedicated 30, 40 years of their life and they still stay in the same small little hut. and they provide for the family. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame. But on the other hand, you have other females or men or whatever who are living not in a hut but in a mansion, not a villa, mansion. Their children are studying in Oxford, or they're studying in Canada or Australia or USA. They have the latest sports cars. They are staying in five-star hotels. They're traveling the world. They are experiencing opportunities like no one else before. They have the latest facilities, the latest education, the latest everything. Which do you think appeals to most of the people? Which do you think would appeal if you had a child? Would you want the child to be same, earn $50 for the rest of his or her life, or this possibility? When you think from their point of view, because they don't have a choice, that easy money sounds very viable. I get where my wife is coming from. I totally understand that if she gets one of those multi-millionaire billionaire guys, maybe for 1 year, 2 year relationship, guy dies, and she has, you know, maybe 100 million in the bank account. Or by the way, this is a real story. 18 or 19-year-old girl ended up with this super old guy, but in this case, she cheated him. She ended up with 180 million, I think British pounds, 180 million, plus multiple villas, plus land, plus her life is made. Obviously, she wasn't in love. And not only her, she trained her younger sister also to. There are three, four sisters, and they all have become like multi-millionaires. I can't give more details about it, but it's a very famous story. So imagine these three, for example, these three sisters become multi-millionaires within just 2 years of work, and they don't have to work for the rest of their life. Them, their family, their children, nobody. It's like winning a lottery, right? So is there something wrong in that? So I understood where my wife was coming from, and I don't blame her. Honestly speaking, I don't blame her. So you'll be like, "Oh, Loy, so you're going to pimp your daughter?" No, I'm not going to tell my daughter what to do and not to do. That's her life. I can just tell you what I should do. Me. And obviously, I'm not going to give my ass to anybody. I am earning my money. I'm doing what I'm passionate about. I'm happy. My wife, with her limitations, her plus points, whatever, she got a husband like me, who's obviously earning more than her, providing a better life. If she had better options, 100% should have gone for someone better. Just as if I had maybe better options, I would have gone for someone better. But honestly speaking, for me, she is the best. For me, this woman is the best. She has only a few drawbacks. She's a little lazy. Otherwise, she's perfect. I maybe I need to tell her this, but she's good. She's perfect. For her, well, she could have got a better husband, maybe more loving, more romantic, more less tattoos, and who knows, maybe someone like BTS who looks hot. I don't know. So that's me and my wife. So what about my daughter now? As a parent, obviously, I would want my daughter to have the best life. The question is, how does she get it? Does she get an old man? Does she get a sugar daddy? Does she start, going that route of trying to find rich boyfriends who'll pay for her? I don't know, man. Would I want her to be like that? Which parent wants? Which parent would want their child to be like that? But we live in a day and age today where money talks, right? I'm not interested in her money. My money I will earn. I just want her to be self sufficient. But obviously, I'm going to die first. My wife will remain. So, someone has to take care of wife. daughter will take care. And then daughter needs to have her house, her land, her this. So as a mother, as a parent, I guess she has the best interest for her daughter. And given that these people live in such abject poverty with such limited options, I guess it doesn't hurt to know that they would get a lottery ticket, a Powerball ticket that would give them 10 million, 100 million, that would take care not only of them, but 5, 6 generations of wealth. This is the world we live in today, and this is the reality. So, now you tell me, what do you think? It's very easy for us to take the high road and say, oh, this is spoken like, person no values. But we live in a day and age today where money talks. That is why an Al Pacino or a Robert De Niro, who's 18, 90 years old, shriveled chicken skin like a sausage, still gets a 20, 30-year-old young, hot female love. Why do we always see an old man with a young girl? Or why do we see that British lady who was 86, she got a toy boy who was 30-year-old Egyptian? Why? Green card he wanted. This is the world we live in, Baba, today. We live in a day and age where a Kim Kardashian is looked upon as a role model. Porn stars, OnlyFans is looked upon as entrepreneurship. And we get articles online. Oh, she gave up her job as a lawyer to earn 7-figure income as OnlyFans. She has fulfilled her dream of her parents, purchased a house, bought a sports car, earns $700,000. This is the world we live in today. What can you say? Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts. You agree, disagree. But yeah, please don't disrespect my wife. End of the day, not good. I will block and ban you. And your comment will not show up, and neither can you comment after that. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. I understand where my wife is coming from. I guess if I was born and raised in that kind of environment with limited options, maybe I would also hope and wish the same thing. That's life. Good, bad, ugly, feel free. Comment down below. This is me signing off. You guys take care.